Hi, I'm Ken Hassler, and welcome to Ken Drum Music. The purpose of this video is to show you what kind of a teacher I am. You're searching around the web looking for a drum teacher. I figured this little video would give you a better sense of what I'm like, my method, my approach, and how I go about teaching. You just heard me play some very fast, complicated stuff here on the drums, and certainly I can teach that, but that would be down the road. For the purposes of this video, it would be smarter if we just did a beginner lesson. And it's the same lesson I would give a beginner adult or a beginner child. It's very easy. It's going to go very quickly. I'm going to show you a few things, how to read notation, things like that, and then I'm going to show you how to apply that here to the drum set, and before you know it, you're playing. All right, so let's get started. I use this blackboard a lot when I teach. It's really very helpful. When a student looks at a page full of notes, they've never seen it for the first time, there's a whole page of them, it's kind of overwhelming and it's hard for the eye to track, it's hard to keep your place. So if I take what's in the book and I put it up here on the blackboard and make it bigger, it's just quicker to learn, and when we go back into the book, they're not so confused by what they're seeing, and it just makes it all go so much faster. So let's get started. The first thing we need to know is, what is a measure? Okay, so you know what a music staff looks like, the 5 lines all the way across, and when we draw a line down from here to here, creating the rectangle with the staff, that is a measure. And there could be many measures on a staff. Right now we're just going to deal with one measure. Inside the measure we're going to put these notes. These notes look like this. They have a bass with a stem, and these notes are called quarter notes. All right, and I always say, very easy to remember, there's 4 quarters in a dollar, there's 4 quarter notes in a measure. All right, and these notes are given number names starting with 1, 2, 3, 4. And we would play 1 with the right hand, 2 with the left, 3 with the right, and 4 with the left. So I would say to you, let's tap this out on the drum pad. 1, 2, ready, play. And you would start right, left, repeating 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, how fast we go from quarter note to quarter note inside this measure is what gives us tempo. If I was to say to you, let's play a slower tempo, I would count you slower. 1, 2, ready, play, and we would go 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're moving at a slower tempo, because it's taking longer for us to get from here to here. If I was to say let's play a faster tempo, from here to here would be much quicker. Okay, so the rate of speed we move the quarter notes out is tempo. Now, there is one thing we need to know that's going to help us when we get to the drums, and that is this. I can take one of these quarter notes out, and in its place I could put this backwards 3 looking thing, which is a quarter note rest. And what's going to happen when we see that is you'll say 1, but you won't play 1. We want to save the space for it, but not play it. So that would go like this. 1, 2, ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're saving the place, but not playing that note. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to come back in a little bit. So let's put our quarter note back on 1 and move on. So we know what tempo is, we know what a quarter note rest is, we know what a quarter note is, and we know what a measure is, and let's learn what syncopation is. Syncopation is when we put a beat in between our quarter notes. If I put another note right here between the 1 and the 2, it can't be another quarter note because we only want 4, and that would give us 5 quarter notes. So what we do is we take a bar and we connect this note to the 1. Now this note is called and we indicate and with a plus sign, the word and with a plus sign. So now, if I count that quarter note pulse, it gives us tempo, and I add this note, that's what's going to give us syncopation. 1, 2, ready, play. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1 and 2, 3, 4. 2 notes tied together with a single bar are called eighth notes. All right, what if I put another one here? And I tie it to 2. Now we have 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So half of the measure is eighth notes, the other half of the measure is quarter notes. All right, and I can continue and do it again, and do it again. And that's giving us a full measure of eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and counting the quarter note pulse, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but adding the eighths and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so now we know what eighth notes are and we know what syncopation is. Now watch what we're going to do with this. I'm going to X the bottom of these notes. So the base of these notes are going to get X'd. And when you X notes in drum music, that means symbol. So we're going to say that this is our symbol line. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we're going to bring back those quarter notes. I'm going to put a quarter note on 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And here's what we're going to do with that. I'm going to take this quarter note that's in the 1 position, and I'm going to put a quarter note rest in there, and I'm going to move that note down here. I'm going to take this quarter note that's in the 3 position, I'm going to put a quarter note rest there, and I'm going to move that quarter note down here. Okay? In the 2 position, I'm going to put a quarter note rest on the bottom line, and in the 4 position, I'm going to put a quarter note rest again. So now we have 3 lines going here. This is the cymbal line, the middle line will be the snare drum line, and the bottom line will be the bass drum line. We still have quarter note pulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, but now we're splitting it between 2 different things. We're splitting it between the bass drum and the snare drum, and we're adding the syncopation of the cymbal on top. So let's go over to the drum set and do that. Okay, so let's take what we learned on the blackboard and apply it here on the drum set. Our eighth note count, which was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we're going to play with our right hand on the ride cymbal. So that's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we're going to take our quarter notes and we're going to place them on 2 different places on the drum set. The quarter notes that are on the first beat and on the 3rd beat are going to be played on the bass drum. So with the cymbal, that gives us this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the other 2 quarter notes that fall on the 2nd and the 4th beat in the measure are going to be played with the left hand on the snare drum. So when we put all those 3 things together, it gives us a basic rock time pattern. And it's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and ready and play. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 You'd be surprised how much that shows up in the world of drumming. Okay, so hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you learned something, and maybe I'll see you someday. Take care.